I'm Siphokazi Mathe. I'm from Durban. I'm a student at Rhodes University and I'm doing honors in sociology and politics.
I'm Blessings Chinganga. I am from Zim, but I have been in Grahamstown for the past 11 years, so essentially I've grown up here. And I am doing a postgraduate diploma in media management. Okay, Slow Sunday is a social market that we run. It is currently in partnership form, so we own 50-50 of the business, and we created the business when we saw that there weren't really a lot of dedicated, regular, daytime market style events in Grahamstown, and we figured there was space for people to kind of dress up and come and have fun during the day, good vibes, chilled music, good food. And we also then decided that on such a platform, it probably would be beneficial for student businesses and local businesses who didn't really have a dedicated place to sell, that they could also use this gathering of people as a platform for them to sell their goods, I guess. And also, as queer people, we also really struggled to find a space that we could safely socialize with other queer people and other people generally who just wanted to have fun and look good. And
I think it kind of started because we've had friends who haven't had great experiences in Grahamstown going out. So we're like, okay.
Queer friends.
Yeah, queer friends. And like just women. So we're just like, okay, if we can create that space, that would be lovely. So, yeah.
So in the business, I am more of the logistical, behind the scenes person, and I tend to do the approaching of the people and the venues and put out the fires and deal with any administrative work and any legal work and that type of thing. So that's what I usually do.
I'm more of the creative one. So like I try to come up with themes. I try to pick up on trends that we can use in Slow Sunday. Just like general aesthetics.
Our business model isn't really geographically specific, so we can pick it up and do it somewhere else. And I think we created it specifically that way because we knew that we wouldn't be here forever. And so that's actually one of the one of the descriptors, I guess, that you could use for Slow Sunday, that we used a lean model for startup, because we knew that we don't have the resources. We can't just open up our own venue, even though that's one of the ultimate plans. But we said, okay, let's look at venues currently in Grahamstown that we can approach and say, look, this is what we want to do, so let's go into a partnership. And I think that's another reason why we actually didn't need to have a lot of startup capital, because we just kind of used a lean model. The basics are, what is your business about? How do you plan on scaling it? Is it scalable? And why should anyone care about your business? Because you're essentially pitching to an investor, so you really want to make them care. And the one thing that I've learned from Dragon's Den and just life in general is that an investor doesn't just invest in the business, they invest in the person as well. And so it's less about you trying to look, the typical professional entrepreneur. It's more about who you are as a person. Because people, when we're dealing with money, you give money to people that you trust, and not just someone with a great idea, because everyone's got a great idea. You could go on Google and find a great idea, but it's implementing it and being honest and trustworthy and just good energy. So I think really honestly focus more on letting your personality as an entrepreneur, as a person, shine through, because then an investor sometimes is actually willing to help you with your business plan if it's not the most perfect one, but they have to invest in you as a person first.
Also, we're Black and we're female and we're queer, so just from the get, and we're students, so from the get-go, people just kind of undermine you.
Yay.
So I think almost at every event, there's always issues that we have to deal with. We have to say things more than once. We have to fight with people at the door. So it's just a lot. So I think it really is like a labor of love rather than a paycheck.
Being undermined is almost like, okay, it's what comes with the territory, and that's fine. But I think we've also learned that, look, it's not going to get any better. It forces you to grow, and it forces you to really understand purpose. And, like more meta more meta type knowledge to say, okay, this is what I really want to do. I think it also teaches you that, because yay, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, you kind of have to grow like a thicker skin. We've wanted to quit many times. Last year, there was a period of time where we just didn't want to deal with Slow Sunday at all. We just like put it under the rug. But then, like, I think you always need to remind yourself why you started something, and then I think that kind of pushes us onwards. Yeah.
A lot of us are away from home and we miss home and we just want to have good vibes. And I remember when I went to Neighbor Goods like years ago, and I was like, oh, this is nice. You know, when you go to the rooftop and everyone is just having a good old funky time and there's really good food and there's just that vibe. And I think for us, more than anything, is creating a space for Black joy in this town, which is something that is tough most of the time. And so we really fight to create and to maintain that space.